my little dragonettes. Welcome back to my horde. Today, I'm actually finally, if in one of my videos that I recorded earlier, I mentioned that I'm sitting on this little swivel thing, and I'm like, why am I trying to do this when I can just literally swivel and show? So yes, Monuments Men! I will let you know for a fact right off the bat. One, I enjoyed this book, but two, I'm not keeping it. I will post a link down below where you can purchase my copy for yourself. And if you can tell, I actually went and listened to the book, but because it hasn't sold yet, I still have my copy. I can actually hold it while I, talk about it. I also have the copy that was printed shortly after the movie came out, or, yeah, now a major motion picture. Have I watched the movie? Yes, I have. Do I remember anything about it? No, I don't. So I do want to watch the movie again. I just need to, because of me having to rent the movie, I need to set aside time so that I can actually give it the proper attention span instead of having it put on as background noise that would normally happen if I didn't have to pay for it. So if it was part of the streaming services, like Amazon Prime has it, but I have to pay another rental fee. Whereas if I didn't have to pay Amazon a rental fee, I would just put it on as background noise and just kind of, oh yeah, I watched it. No, I didn't. It was background noise. So this time I'm like, okay, if I have to, I'm using Amazon. I don't know if there was other ones. I don't even know if Amazon has it. I know Netflix doesn't. That's one of my, but yeah, there we go. There's the back that shows some more pictures. But either way, I really did enjoy this. Nonfiction, obviously, but again, it's just, I have an interest in World War II because one of my grandfathers fought in the Pacific Theater, was a Marines, and it's still technically recent history. Not as recent as some of this. What is going on with my hair right now? I am sorry. One moment. Alright, that should be fixed. But either way, it's not as recent as some of the other stuff that's been going on, but it's about as recent as my historical interests that are not true crime. I don't know. I just kind of have a rabbit hole interest that is World War II. Again, blame my grandfather. But it's just, I also have an appreciation for the classic arts. To that, because, again, my family, in this case, my mother, she would take us to museums. She would take us to, all the, and it's just, what can I say? I grew up with educated people, and they gave me a lot of interest and love for the stuff that comes with that. So, arts, literature. I love books because my mother. I love it. Either way, this kind of was like that meeting point of art and history in World War II. So when the movie came out, I did not know about this book until the movie, and so I got a copy. Obviously, you can tell. Unfortunately, I had to read it as, again, because of timing and things going on. An audiobook was faster than carrying this around and reading it physically. Nothing wrong with that. But, oh, what do I have? I guess I had a bookmark in there for some reason. But, I don't know. I enjoyed it, though. it was it's yes, there's a lot more that actually happened than what's in these pages, because you can only, if you put in everything, it would be like, jeez, what is one of my largest books? It would be probably as big as this one, which is the history of the Marine Corps aviation in World War II. Or somewhere in here, this mess right here, or you don't see it, maybe in some of the other videos where I'm sitting in a different location you can see them, but I've got the Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, which is a big chunk book. But either way, this is about the story itself, like the actual chunk of the story is 426 pages. Obviously, there's, the stuff afterwards, the appendixes and footnotes and acknowledgments, but a lot more happened than what can go into like 430 pages, thereabouts. So, yeah, they had to condense a lot of things. And even then, the movie condensed even more. So, yeah, it's a niche. This is definitely a niche book. It's not for everybody. Nonfiction is like, that's all it is. Nonfiction is for niche interests. One of the reasons why I love nonfiction, even though I don't read it, a lot of it, it's, you will probably find something that is in one of your interests. This happens to cover a lot of it. I think the other reason why I wanted to read was, I went and visited the World War II Museum in Louisiana, New Orleans, and they had a few rooms dedicated to the Monuments Men, the challenges that they faced because of what the Nazis did, which, I'm kind of laughing because history repeats itself. What have Europe done? What did England do with the mummies in Egypt, or everything that's in the British Museum? Whereas these people at least was tried to return the artwork to the original owners. And a lot of the stuff that was stolen was mostly European stuff. It seemed like Hitler wasn't interested in things like the Egyptians and stuff like that. No, he just wanted the European stuff, because, especially the Germans, because, of course, the Aryan race is superior. And then, he was just like, burn the stuff from the Jews. But it's hard to really explain the book I mean, it's one of those things where if it's in your wheelhouse of interests, I highly recommend reading it or listening to it. If it's not, then there's no loss. But the history that is the Monuments Men in of itself is just fascinating, because it's not something that one really like, they don't really teach this stuff when it comes to things about war. This is stuff that it's not big battles. It's not the epic fights. This is just men and women, and in this case there is one particular woman who is, at least in just what he could show it, like just what he could write and put in the book, that were instrumental in finding and reclaiming and returning the stolen artworks. And it's not all found. There are still pieces of art that were stolen that are still missing. I don't know which ones they are, but you can look it up. The website, this is still ongoing because of those missing pieces. If I remember to find the website, I will link it in my bio. I will also link where you can purchase this copy if you want it for yourself. I do recommend this book though if you are an art history or World War II history person. I will give you fair warning, again, this is not about the fights. This is about the people who love the arts, love the humanity that art shows, and wanted to save it. So, yeah. I would love to keep this as a shelf trophy, but it's also one of those things where I think this needs to go out to more people. So this is definitely going to be one of those that I think is better, and the more it gets passed around, the better for the book. Anyways, thank you for coming. This one is definitely in the realms of a ramble. So, bye.